because
Yeah.
yeah, cool.
Says it's preparing, setting us up.
If I seem distracted, it's because I'm coloring out of anxiety.
I think that's fair. What episode is this?
I don't even know.
141.
141. Jesus Christ.
Hey, everybody, we are live. Except I'm not seeing all of our faces.
Please hold. We have some technical difficulties.
Okay, there we go. Yep. Okay.
There's going to be a lot of that, I think. Woo.
Excuse me. Yeah. Welcome to
Cardslingers Coast to Coast.
Yep. Number 141, and I put at 141. I am doing good. We are episode 141. Yep.
It's
God,
fine.
2026. Wow. We made it to the future.
Looks good. Looks good on the two of you. I'm
Awesome.
monitoring.
Yeah, no worries.
Maybe we should have announced this.
I know. Well, we'll get better with it. And
I just thought about that.
But I also like, we have 85 subscribers. Woohoo! And they should have gotten a notification. But then again, it's okay. We're still ironing things out. I am just happy Zoom worked for this.
Yay.
That was one of my biggest fears, is that it was going to revert to, not working. But yeah. Oh my gosh. So did you all have a good holiday season?
Yeah. I got to see a lot of my friends and family, and that was awesome. That was really good. Yeah.
Good.
But anytime
I'm fighting
out, yeah.
I've just been fighting off congestion since, oh gosh, was it a little after Thanksgiving? And so it went from my throat to my nose to my throat to my nose. So I think we're back in the nose again. So if I'm sounding a little bit more phone sex operator right now, it's because of that. So
I mean, no more than usual.
And I've been I've been doing usual, I've got, the standard allergy drip and all that. But I went on a 6-mile hike yesterday up in Forest Hills, or Forest Park, if you know. And yeah, it was great. I did almost 20,000 steps yesterday. But I've been running every day. I started running in October, and 30 minutes a day or more, because I want to, it's important. So yesterday's hike was a good test of how it all went. I love that we're live and Hillary's putting on lipstick.
I forgot.
I mean, yeah.
No, it's
everything else
is made.
Yeah, this is I guess,
It's so cute. It looks like Peggy from Mad Men. I'm so in love with it. It looks so cute.
Yep. But other than that, yeah, 2026. It's been, at least in the United States, it's been a wild ride. Anybody else need some Valium?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Through it all. Here's my lippy. That could be Valium. It's they don't make this stuff anymore, but it's the NYX powder puff lippy.
Oh, that's good.
So good, and it sticks to my lips and makes me feel more alive. So
fabulous.
But yeah.
So we wanted to start this episode, not to be Debbie Downers or anything, but Melissa, if you wanted to acknowledge what's going on in the world right now. And
right now, the United States is being taken over by a giant orange asshole and being turned into a dictatorship rather than a democracy.
Welcome to fascism. It's in style.
People are getting shot in the face in the roads for protesting, which, you know what? Not in our country, goddammit. So, I'm feeling like a general strike or something is going to be happening soon. Shit's getting real. It's been intense for Black and brown communities for a real long time, and it's starting to get real for the white communities too. And it's really scary.
We had 2 shot yesterday here in Oregon by Border Patrol. So yeah. Even in for the those of us on the West Coast, where we people tell me we're safe here, and I'm like, no, I think
Yeah.
the West Coast is a huge target because we are unified
Yeah.
and we have the entire West Coast. And our little orange dictator, heavy emphasis on the dick, will want to have this area. So
Oh,
people are, it's, I don't, I get it. We are kind of safe-ish, but we're not,
we're not.
and it's
Um,
hard. It's hard to ring in a new year with this info, you know?
it is. And our international friends, please don't come here. It's not
Yeah.
safe. Our trans friends, please stay safe if you're in the United States. And if you're not in the United States, don't come here.
Yeah.
It's not
Just,
safe for you.
yeah. Yeah.
It's not. So please don't come here. We love you. Stay safe.
Yes. We want,
So that's kind of all. It's just awful. And we're trying to create some semblance of okayness within ourselves and within our spheres. We have circles of influence, that we have in our own lives, and we have
Mhm.
circles of concern. And we can do the best with what we can within our circle of concern. We can be there for our communities. We can call our neighbors and make sure they're doing okay. We can reach out to friends and make sure they're doing okay. Because I promise you,
Mhm.
they're not. Everybody's struggling with this. So, just be gentle with one another. And please don't judge us too hard for not setting things on fire because in the United States, our healthcare is tied to our jobs. So we can't just leave because we
Yeah.
have no promise of anything after that. So
Yeah.
give us
And
a
yeah.
break, would you?
Yeah, and at the end of last year, some stuff has happened, and I'm in the jobless category. So
Yeah.
I will be looking for a job soon. But other than that, I mean, it's not it. It hasn't been all doom and gloom, though. I will say, at least in my world, because I've got a community of friends, Melissa, Hillary, Amber,
Yeah.
others that
Yep.
have been supporting me through what I've been going through, and I've made some new friends that bring me joy and happiness too. So
Yay.
that's the stuff I've been trying to focus on. Plus, my little fuzzballs. Jazz is over here in this little corner. He's my
Little
little
Yeah,
kitty.
work buddy.
it's not an episode without a cat butt in face. So,
Exactly.
expect to
I
see
think we're
that
in the
in the
middle
new year.
Yep. Yeah. We're on every episode where Melissa's got cats jumping all over her on her face. Sometimes I'll pick up my
Apparently,
kitties.
apparently there was a rave that happened last night in Melissa's
Oh my
kitchen, and
God.
she wasn't
They knocked
invited.
over the dog treats were all over the floor,
Oh,
Scarlet.
God.
And I had a vase of dried flowers that I needed to throw the bouquet out, but dried flowers are pretty. And
right.
someone had tipped them over and there's dead flowers all over the floor. I was like,
So
did you
they
guys have a
decided,
tiger?
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, did they decided for you it's time to throw those out? Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, oons, 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 oons. Yeah, it was not appreciated by mom and the cleanup crew tonight. I just walked in the kitchen and went, come on.
I
Come
had to
Or at
on,
throw
least
out
guys.
some.
or at least invite me, but that
I
never
mean,
Yeah.
happens.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scandalized.
I had to throw out some dead dried flowers. So I'm starting to walk. One of my neighbors has a dog named Trouble, and Trouble to me is our neighborhood's unofficial mascot. He's the sweetest little guy. Will walk up into
Aw.
anybody and just pet. And so for his owner, my neighbor Robin, has been having mobility issues. So me and a couple other neighbors are kind of time sharing, walking, taking her and Trouble for a walk. So
Oh, I love
this
that.
past week, I've been walking Trouble, or walking them, and I go into Robin's house, and she's like, "Trouble, Jamie's here," and he'll toddle over to me, and I'll put his leash on, and then he has to wait. He has to go out first, and then Robin holds my arm so that we can walk basically down the street to where I live and then back, and then I
Sure.
help her around the house by picking up various things or
Well, that's
refilling
nice.
bird feeders and all that. So it to me, this is the year that we really are going to see more community effort, I think. Like, I have never lived in a location in my since childhood where I know the community around me. I know the people, both the folks across the street, further down. We have a T junction, and so I know them down. I know some folks down, to my left. I know some folks down to my right, all the way down to Robin. And we talk. And, a lot of times, right now we're all talking about Robin, but I figure those of us that want to help her, if we can rotate through, weeks or
Yeah.
something, to be able to, not get burned out on caretaker help, because that is a thing. Caretaker help and empathic help are huge. And so taking self-care, taking care of one another, I think is going to be part of the puzzle piece for solution here, at least in maybe all of America, but at least in my world,
Mm.
Yeah, because the community is what's going to see us through this. That's how we
Exactly.
get through. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Red Dawn, but right about now we should be breaking into a sports shop, stealing a bunch of bows and arrows, and driving to the hills.
Yeah.
I saw something yesterday that reminded me of that, and this woman was saying, "Go to the woods," and she's like, "I'm not saying leave behind everything and go to the woods. I'm saying go sit in the grass, go
Touch
hug a
grass.
tree, go outside, go somewhere where you can't hear the news, go to the woods
Yeah.
and get yourself grounded."
Mhm.
Right?
And that's what I did yesterday. So, usually it's raining here in the winter, or
What, raining
occasionally
in Portland?
snowing.
What the hell you
I
say?
know. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy, crazy pants. Don't move here. It
What?
rains year round. No, it doesn't. But we sometimes joke, don't move here. But no, it's been a while since I've, it's
Don't
been
move
a
here, we're full.
while. Yeah. It's been a
Oh,
while
wow.
since I've gone out and done something like hiking. And I usually don't do it this time of year just because my immune system isn't as robust, but this year it's been more robust, and I needed that hike.
I'm so glad
I
you went.
needed to go out with a friend and just enjoy not rain. It was supposed to be sunny, but it became overcast. But the sun that we did have, we paused and looked at the sun and got in
That's
some vitamin
wonderful.
D. So yeah, I concur with that. Go out in nature if you can, even if it's down by like a little creek, or the hollows or wherever you are,
I
and
appreciate
just
Kurt. Thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah, I got you. See, I live. There's a little bridge to get into my neighborhood. And it's by a place called Fano Creek, and there are times where I just walk down there just so I can have the water, flow over, or flow energy over me and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
So that's kind of a nice segue, I think, into our card of the year, which is the Wheel of
yeah,
Fortune. Is Jamie, not happy with the way that her wheel has stuck, has begun forcefully kicking the fucker until it starts turning in the right direction.
yeah.
And there's
Well,
nothing that says you can't do that with your life. There's
yeah,
nothing that says if your life is going in the wrong direction and you're unhappy with what's going on, you just start fucking kicking as hard as you can through changes of behavior,
yeah.
through therapy, through meds, through seeing friends, through building community. You kick that fucking wheel until it shifts in the direction that we want it to.
Well, that's not the way I envisioned this was going to kick off. I was going to say, "Hey, Hillary, why don't you take us through, the Wheel of the Year thing?" But no, yeah,
No, you just kick the fucker.
You
You
fucking
just kick
kick
the
it.
fucker.
you kick the
And you
fucker.
fucking kick it.
Yeah.
And so you can't
So
kick it anymore.
yeah, I
You
will
kick
say
it.
that, and I'll link in the show notes, or the live episode notes, to our Wheel of Fortune episode. But for me, whenever I get that card, I have to look at it and I sing the Animaniac song, "Wheel of Morality, turn, 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 tell us the lesson we should learn." And yet this year, or starting October, November, I fucking kicked that wheel over and then shook it,
Oh,
stepped on it, dumped it, and then picked it up so I could spin it.
you were so mad at that
So I guess
wheel.
I,
Girl.
dude, you're
It's
right.
good. I've been kicking my wheel too. I've been being able to do more things than I have in the last couple years because my brain is healing finally. And I've been, writing every day. and I've been exercising as much as I'm able to and trying to have a routine at home and getting shit done, and seeing my friends more often. And that's something that I didn't do when I was sick. I'm looking for my Wheel of Fortune card, by the way, so we can see what the fuck I'm talking about.
I don't
Samesies
have
over
one
here.
next to me. I mean, I've got kitties, like
You
both
don't have cards
physically
next to
and
you? Call yourself a
metaphysically.
tarot reader? Ooh,
Ooh.
snap.
No, you guys aren't
She
even
has
looking.
the tarot card deck in her mind, obviously.
Yeah, I
Obviously.
do. But okay, so I have this. I have this Witch Kittens and Spirit Kittens Oracle next to me right now. And this is the
That's
Nice.
cute.
Thinning the Veil Kitty. This is perfect. I see this one is what messages from beyond are trying to come through. So this is the thinning of the veil.
Nice.
Little
Not the
beast.
veil.
Not yeah. Well, it is 2026 now. So what messages are coming to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does the Wheel of Fortune mean?
Fuck fascists, number one. Fuck ICE. Fuck Trump.
Yep.
This our Wheel of Fortune is not going back to 1940. Sorry.
Mhm.
Sorry. We're not headed back to 1930s, 1940s Germany right now. We will keep picking and picking and picking until we get our way.
Yeah.
Mine's got boobs in it. Mine's better.
Yeah.
It's almost well,
I,
yours is like a superhero going, you know.
Yeah,
yeah. I like that a lot.
I do
Um,
too. This is
also,
from the Chelsea burrito.
of course, it's a sassy burrito. Mine's the reflective tarot, so it's nice and iridescent. Um,
They're picky.
the tarot lady Teresa Reed also has a wonderful article on her website. Of course, we will link it in the show notes. For
Mhm.
her hit list resolutions in a wheel year. So that might be something that you guys want to check out. So it's basically taking the fact that the 2026 is the Wheel of Fortune year card and turning them into resolutions. So
There you
See, and
go.
I mean, what's funny is normally I don't do resolutions. I do intentions. I pick a word.
yep.
I have the the I never remember this deck's name, but I do have it written down in a book where I keep all my words of the years. So like 2024 was alignment. Last year was equilibrium. Boy, did that happen in a weird and big way. And it's the natural alchemy tarot. Well, this year it's presence. My word of the year is presence. So I am going to be putting myself, I mean, I'm using two definitions. It's, I'm going to be the state of being, centered, grounded, in the moment. But it's also a quality of self assurance and effectiveness that permits a performer to achieve a rapport with the audience. Or in this case, a person wanting to be bigger in the world. So that's going to happen. But again, like I guess my resolution is to get a well-paying job. Anybody need a tech writer, a writer, editor? Me, that will has good benefits and yeah, and hopefully a living wage because that is my goal. I think the overall big
Yeah.
scary goal for this year. But what about you, Hillary?
Oh gosh. Well, for Wheel of Fortune year, I watch out for change and watch out
Mhm.
for like my relationship to change. Because I've done a lot of tapping on this in the past. EFT, y'all know. On not all change is bad because a lot of the time, like I was wired as a child to fear change because if things are changing, that means it's changing for the worst, not for the better.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to reteach my body and my mind that not all change is bad. And with a Wheel of Fortune year, um, I like to examine my relationship with change, how I feel about change, and also allowing that wheel to spin and know that it is spinning in my favor and not against me.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that that's important. Like it's knowing that the world, the universe loves you and is conspiring to make you happy, you know? I did something weird this year that I had never done before. It's either 13 or 12 wishes. You guys heard about this? On like the
Yeah, yes.
21st of December,
Yeah.
you get
A lot of
bay
people
leaves
have
or
done that this
paper.
year.
Yeah, you get like leaves, bay leaves or paper, and you
Mhm.
write down 13 wishes that you have, or 12. I don't fucking remember how many.
Mhm.
And then when you're down to the last one, and you don't read them as you burn them, you just burn them indiscriminately.
Mhm.
And then you get to the last one, and that's the one you have to work on all year. And the one I
Ooh.
have to work on in year is love myself. And I'm like, oh fuck, this game is rigged. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say this. A friend or friends of the podcast, Rose Red Robinson and Andrea Robinson, also did this omens process. And I can't remember what Drew's was, but Rose's was kind of divination specific. And if she watches or listens to this, I'll let her comment on what she has to do. But I love that it became very prevalent this year for folks
Mhm.
to do. Um, many of you know that I have in the past, I have a tarot major arcana advent calendar that I put together. It's a little tree. I put up little ornaments on it and I count down to solstice being the 22nd.
Mhm.
And I didn't do anything. I didn't put anything out this year because to me it wasn't a celebration year. I didn't
Mhm.
even do that. The omen year. I didn't do like there's another one where you just go outside and each day you look for an omen. And I will say this too, during that time, I saw, I've got pictures. I had like 30 corvid ravens and crows in my yard after I fed them one day. They were flying around me as I'm dumping out the sunflower seed. And then like the next day I had a circle of squirrels and it was just like, oh, the squirrels are casting circle, and literally right out there. And then
Listen, the squirrels know what's up.
yeah, on Tuesday, our young coyote was in my yard twice.
Yeah.
I had, yeah. So the nature has been out there and, showing itself for me. And no, I'm not going to go out and pet the coyote, even though a lot of my old time friends are like, Jamie's going to get bit one of these days. But yeah, so squishy, 6 feet away from me. And I'm just like, you do what a
Just
mushy,
like, but
mushy,
you're so cute.
Little
But what was
booby.
funny is I didn't know it was in my, I didn't know that the cats had seen it. So like both the cats were at the front door, which is over here. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on outside. You guys are interested. Open the door wide open. I went, well, what do you guys think? And then I shut it. They didn't go out. And as I'm walking here to eat, I see the coyote's body. I'm like, ooh, that could have gone sideways.
That could have been rough. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But
So what does it
yeah.
mean? Question. What does it mean when it's the Wheel of Fortune year? So you're supposed to look for what? Opportunities, change?
Both.
Is there
That's
anything
a
to worry about? Is there any kind of
ooh.
structure to it?
Let's look at the internet.
Well,
Let's
I'm
look
not
at
going
the
to.
internet.
Well, yeah, I love that Hillary's going to the internet, and I'm like, fuck the internet. Sometimes, so I've learned to look at the wheel on the Wheel of Fortune in two different ways. I don't. Most of the time, I don't read with the Rider Waite Smith, so I don't look at the four, angels, the archangels that are depicted on the corners. The one, yeah, as Hillary is displaying in our
Vanna.
thank you, Vanna. Yes, exactly. I usually sometimes when your eyes hit the card, it'll hit in one of two places on that wheel. It'll hit on the outside ring, where all the letters are, the TOR
Mhm.
A, and then you can always wrap that around to T again, fortune. Or, so you look on the outside, or sometimes my eye goes straight to that peg center, and that's how I kind of read it. Where if I feel like I'm being taken for a ride, and not in the good way, not in the 2020 sexy time way, when you're in the center of the card, um, you have the stillness, you have the foresight to be able to
Yes,
see what's going on around you.
yes,
You could actually see the good stuff that might be coming in, as well as the stuff
yes,
that you're like, I see that shit show that's happening at work, and I'm not going to let that affect me, or I'm going to remind people I'm not here for that shit.
yep.
But
Right.
if you're
Or I'm
on
going to
the
put rocks in my pockets and help me avoid it.
Yeah.
external portion of the wheel, that's hard. It's a harder place to be because you're letting stuff affect you too much. And it's
Yeah.
and it's harder to go from the if you think about like the playground wheels that we used to spin on, when you're on the inside, it's, you're safer because you're not going to get thrown off than on the outside. But when you're on the outside and you try and climb in, it's a lot harder to do that. So you
Right.
got to figure out how to slow that speed down to the point where you can say, I'm going to safely extract myself from the whims of the world, the whims
And
of saying everything's good or everything's bad, and putting yourself in the middle and saying, oh, look at this. Okay, I can see the good stuff coming in my life. More, please.
yes,
Yeah.
thank
Come
you.
on.
I'm grateful. More,
Yes.
please.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. This is what I want in my world, which I've been doing kind of daily since I've started. I'll just say it. I've started dating again. Kitty sighting, first kitty sighting of 2026, everyone.
Yeah.
And then, or being able to have the foresight to go, well, I know that this meeting's going to be kind of crappy. How can I protect myself and make myself stable for it, whether it's through medication or, anything else. So it's
Mm-hmm.
been, yeah. So that's kind of how I see it affecting and kind of playing on everybody.
Mm-hmm. Not only with the Wheel of Fortune, we also do have magician energy
Mhm,
in a Wheel of Fortune year, because if you keep on reducing down, you reduce down to one,
mhm.
which is the magician card.
Nice.
So that really says, like, you have the power, you have the agency, you are ready, you have the skill set. Because the magician card, when I see it in a reading, is a starting before you're ready kind of card. So it's just
Amen.
like, yes, the magician does have all of the tools on his table, but what all they really need is themselves. They are the
Yes.
sacred battery, as above, so below. So when I see the magician card, also alongside like the
Did
Wheel
you
of
just call them
Fortune,
the sacred battery?
yeah, sacred
Yeah,
battery.
it
I
is.
love that so much. I've never heard that.
Oh,
I
that's
oh
not a me thing, but
No, it's not.
I'm
Yeah,
glad.
It's
it's yeah.
fantastic.
There's all sorts of sacred batteries. Like back in COVID, or like whenever I used to get um drop when it came to um conventions and stuff. You built this temporary autonomous zone where it feels like you've been together for decades in the span of 2 or 3 days, sometimes four. And
Mhm.
then when you go home, you're like, this isn't real. This isn't my reality. So you
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
fill
got
up
the
some
womp
batteries. Yeah.
womp.
Yeah. It's that temporary autonomous zone. And that is something you can actually, it is an actual thing you can look up online. And, I fill up social batteries, that energy that'll keep me going until either the next thing or the thing after,
Right.
or like, or empath, good vibe batteries or spiritual batteries. You can set up these metaphysical batteries however you need to, and then just when you need more of that energy, plug yourself in, or
Right.
sip from the battery.
Yeah. And sorry, I didn't
Mhm.
mean to interrupt, Hillary. You were talking about the magician
No,
and
no, but I mean it's all a part of this conversation. So,
yeah.
but yeah, knowing that, because we do have these year cards that are calculated through like the general year card, 2 + 2 + 6 = 10. But then you can reduce it down again. 1 + 0 is 1, which is the
Yeah.
magician card. By the way, you can always go back through our back catalog of episodes where we talk about year cards and how to calculate them, and we talk about the Wheel of Fortune card alone and the magician card alone.
Well, and
So
and we
Right.
also talk about how each one of us has a personal one based off of our birthdays.
correct.
Like for me, I'm halfway through my hermit year, so I'm always like one half away from like what the year's been currently, but that'll switch. So I'm
Yeah.
getting previews of possible potentialities of the wheel when August comes around. But right now, I'm still kind of in that wheel or that hermit year, which. Oh my God. Our friend Benabel said this in her latest post about 2026. If the tarot, and she was reflecting back on 2025, if the tarot numerology of years entertains you, 2025 was a hermit year. And what I liked is, here's how you can read the year cards. So this year's wheel and containing the magician, themes, archetypes, and messages to guide you throughout the year. So she says the Hermit as the year card was very much about discernment, how to wisely navigate the winter night. And damn, did I feel called out when I read that. I'm like, that's what I'm
Jesus
doing.
Christ, Benabel.
So yeah.
Okay.
So
Come
Belle's,
on, man.
we'll shout out to Belle and blog, and I'll link to that down in the notes as well, because yeah, the
She has a way of
themes,
doing
the
that.
archetypes and stuff. And so the wheel is this archetypical. I mean, if we think about it, what's a key word of the wheel?
Change.
Change.
Fortune.
Hillary? Fortune.
Luck.
Luck.
Karma.
Yeah. Karma. Karma's a good one. So this is the karmic year, everybody. And it's also, at least in the United States, not to tie into the depressing portion, is it's our 250th, birth year, and it's also
I
a
don't think we
karmic.
deserve a birthday party this year.
I'm
I'm not gonna lie.
well,
I really
but
don't.
it's
I think we've
but
been
it
a bunch of
also,
dickheads.
yeah, but the energy of this year harkens back to the Civil War times.
Oh,
So
true.
if you think about it, I kind of wonder, and I should have done this before, but we could have looked at the year that the Civil War kicked off, as was that a wheel card year? Because again, you look at these patterns.
We
you
can
look
look it up.
Yeah,
I mean, we can look it up right now. I mean, I don't have any piece of
I
paper
know.
and pen, but
It's,
what was the year?
I'm looking it up.
I can't. I don't. You guys are on my phone, so I'm useless googling.
1861.
Well,
AP,
1861.
sorry, AP American History. I've forgotten most of you.
Sorry, AP American History. I didn't take you because we didn't have AP classes at my high school.
Uh,
Okay,
It's too small.
9 plus 6 is 15, correct?
Yes.
Plus
Yes.
1 is 16.
Plus, so what is 16?
16
tower.
is the
Yeah.
tower.
It was a tower year, but
16
also
is
lovers.
the tower, and then 1 plus 6 would be 7, which would
That's
be
right. Yeah.
chariot. Yes.
Chariot, which is, chariot. So people wanting to move and progress or slow down progress and have an explosion and a fight about it. But, again, this wheel card, that fortune, that karma, it's to me, I feel like, so since the Civil War was that, it was breaking down to the foundations of what this nation was. Here we are reaping the karmic thing, because we're still locked in that cycle. We are still on the outside of that wheel spinning. And this year we might be able to break that cycle.
Oh, that would be great. All we have to do are reparations to Indigenous folks across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, as
Yep.
well as reparations to the slave, anybody whose ancestor was a slave, and then we should be in good shape.
Hey, no bad, right? No bad.
Right. We got this. We got
We
this.
got this. Now, if everybody else would take it. But
Yeah.
again, that's how you can look at the world card on the global stage of the archetype energies throughout everyone, your community, not just yourself, your community and everything. But again, start small, start with your work, your wheel. What does 2026, layer onto you right now?
What
How do
wishes do you have for this year?
Yeah. What
How can
what
kick
karma
the
do
shit
you
out
want
of
to
it
do?
make it point the right direction?
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, and then move it out to your friends and community, and see how you can remind them of their will and their power, like Hillary has said, that we have the tools, we have the power, we have the spiritual batteries, or
We have
start
the
building your
technology.
we have the tools, we got the talent.
Teresa Reed also has a great article on the tarot year card for 2026, Wheel of Fortune. She also ties in astrology to it, because Wheel of Fortune is aligned with Jupiter, which is a planet associated with expansion. So big thinking, bold ideas, broader horizons. So like, how do you broaden your horizons? You take classes, you educate yourself, you expose yourself to different cultures and philosophies. If you're open, you will grow more. So, and then also about generosity and charity too.
I love it.
Again, all good things. You know,
All good things.
it's learning to use the forces around you, the forces being the, you know, the karmic up, the karmic down, the karmic side to side of the wheel, but you know, using it to your advantage, as in being aware, being present, you know, not getting
Yeah.
into a car accident because you're on texting on your phone. You
Yeah.
know, you've got the situational awareness, and
You gotta
that's,
keep your
I think, gonna
head up.
be
Hey.
really important this year.
I think a lot of people have been saying to me, like, as we start 2026, that they've been kind of rethinking their relationship to their phones, and
Uh-huh.
rethinking their relationship to social media, and
Yeah.
looking at it, and realizing this is actually not what I want to be doing. Because like someone was talking to me about how they're sitting on the couch and they're watching TV, or watching a movie, but they're not actually watching it because they're also on their phone scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
Yep.
So they're like
Yeah.
only halfway paying attention. And they really didn't like how they were feeling, how scattered they felt, how
Yeah.
not present they were. So the fact that you were
Exactly.
saying before, Jamie, about like your word of the
Presence.
year is presence, I was just like, oh, okay, I should probably
Yep.
mention that to them. Like, hey, you
That's
might
a
want to
good
do a word
idea.
of the year, and that's
Yeah.
your word of the year. So
And you could pick, I mean, there's decks that have a lot of different words of the year. Sadly, the Natural Alchemy deck is, I think, sold out because I can't find the link to either Make Playing Cards or Printer Studio where I got my copy. But you know, there's other decks you can do. There's like books of qualities or websites that list different qualities. You can put those on slips of paper, like the 12 omens, you know, pick one, you know, for each year and then just burn it when you're done with that year. So you have different things, you
or do
know.
bibliomancy,
Yeah,
grab a book that's meaningful to you, or even like whatever's closest to hand. I have psychic tarot right next to me,
I have a book.
lit,
Oh,
and
Unvarnished.
I have When in Doubt, Play Dead. You guys want to do some oracular studies here with my little possum book?
Yeah, I mean, like, so this is a book
I
called
mine is Open Heart.
Nice. So yeah, open your heart. This is discovering our authentic core values. Just because I want to do some deep, I'm doing deep shadow work stuff. But the page number 36 has this assignment 3 in big bold letters that says "Get the unvarnished outside view." So unvarnished or varnished, you know, would be a good word. What does the possum say?
Well,
What
it
does the
says,
possum
if
say?
not, that's okay. Sometimes the coziest spot is at the bottom of a pile.
Oh my God, that's adorable. So cozy.
Yeah.
When I see that image, I think, you know, that little bottom possum's cozy.
Look how she's sleeping. And it's
Boop, boop,
super
boop, boop, boop,
comfy.
boop. Boop, 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 boop.
Bunny
Aw,
got me though.
so
It's the
cute.
cutest little book. I've been
That's
using it
adorable.
for bibliomancy because it's the cutest, just the cutest
Yeah.
fucking thing in the world. When
Well,
in
and it's
doubt, play
perfect for
dead.
that.
Sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing. You okay?
Aw,
Oh,
And she says, "Yep, I'm okay.
is okay.
It's okay." His little chipmunk buddy wanted to make sure. So yeah, Bunny got this for me. I've been using it for bibliomancy, and it's we're working like a charm. Get it? Like a charm.
I get it.
Yeah.
Hot,
Alrighty.
hot,
But
hot.
All
so
right.
I think,
We're going to switch gears because Hillary and I have to go be feral, I think.
yeah, and I have to
Yes.
go counsel some people. But I think the homework for this episode, yeah, I know. First homework of 2026, everyone, is to examine,
Woo!
to break out, you know, a Wheel of Fortune card or as many as you want, compare them.
Compare.
Yeah, compare and contrast. See what gravitate what where your eye gravitates towards. If it's one of the angels, maybe that's a guardian or, you know, a spirit you can call upon to keep yourself centered this year. But, you know, just think about what we've said. Think about what you know of the wheel, or what your books at home or even the internet, you know, said about the wheel, and see how that may affect you or your community or even the world in general. You know, again, start local and grow out, and just see how, you know, this particular card may or may not have, you know, meaning. And I'm going to leave it generic meaning because there's no, you know, each card has both positive and negatives.
Right.
But
Let
how
me
does it
read this.
have meaning in your life?
This is from the Kawaii Tarot coloring book that my husband got me, which
Super
is the cutest
cute.
thing I've ever seen in my life. And I just found the Wheel of Fortune. It says sometimes everything is a gamble. This may not be your preference. Not everybody likes to leave everything hanging on a spin of the wheel, but either way, change is coming. Lean into it and spin that wheel like you mean it.
Spin that
Hell
wheel
yeah.
like you mean it.
Remember, wheel of morality, turn, turn,
Turn, turn,
turn.
turn. Tell us the lesson that
Hells.
we shall learn.
Alrighty, everybody. Enjoy. Have a good one.
Wait. I have another
Oh.
homework assignment.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Tune in to YouTube where we do these live now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah, we're live on YouTube. Normal recording every week.
Every week, most likely Fridays at noon EST, because that's when we've been usually doing these. I got my Fridays back from my retail job, I think. So we're trying to be consistent in the new year. So
yeah. And 9 a.m. for us Pacific Coast folks. But yeah, have a great 2026. Happy January, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to us and watching our faces.
Yeah.
Smell you later.
Smell you later. Bye.
Eh.